Jason has been working hard. He decides he should reward himself with some time at the casino to blow off some steam. He tells himself that this time he's going to set a time limit and he's going to stick to it. Jason arrives and places his first bet. Then another, and then another, and then another. And then after what felt like maybe an hour had gone by, he stops to check the time. It was already the morning. Jason had gambled for 12 hours straight without even realizing that time was passing so quickly. And worse, he took a look at his bank account and saw that he'd need to spend his day off figuring out where to find a second job. Leo can remember times in the past where he used to gamble for what felt like a few hours, but turned out to be days at a time. Now that he's well over a year clean from gambling, he likes to look at how far he's come in his life. Where he used to burn his time chasing big wins and living for the thrill of the moment that gambling brought, he now lives to be of service to others and to himself. He's built up his business every single day, and he spends his time giving back to those who are struggling still with gambling problems every single night. Leo finally feels like he's accomplishing things that he cares about with the time that he has here on Earth. He's getting to sleep early tonight because he has a big meeting with a client tomorrow morning, and he is not going to miss the opportunity to take his business to the next level. We'll come back and see how things are going for both of our friends. Did you ever gamble longer than you had planned? Today, we're exploring just how deep the effects of this question actually run in the life of a gambling addict. We'll follow along Leo and Jason's stories and see how they handle things. I want you to grasp that I am both Leo and Jason. But really, I'm Rob, and I'm a recovering gambler. I made my last bet on November the 12th of 2022, and now I create content to help you to live a happier and healthier life without going down that same path that I did. I spent so many years of my life living just like Jason, and every day I'm trying to be a little bit more like Leo. By the end of this video, if you decide that you'd like to follow in Leo's footsteps, smash that subscribe button and join me on the journey to do just that. Picture this. You walk into a casino with the intention of spending just a short time trying your luck. You've decided that you'll set a maximum budget of $100, and you won't stay any longer than 2 hours. Now fast forward 5 hours, and you find yourself still at the table. The time has completely slipped away from you. I can't even tell you how many times that I found myself in this exact position. Has that ever happened to you? Let's get back to their story. Jason gets home from the casino and he is in a panic. He could not understand how he got so zoned out during his gambling that he didn't even realize how much time was passing by or how much money he was spending. Yet, after he thought about it, he realized that this is the 6th time that something like this has happened in his life. He realized right then and there that he needed to make a change. Leo, on the other hand, nailed the client meeting. With nothing distracting him mentally, he was clear-headed and able to be present during the proposal that he had carefully crafted. He knows that had he still been gambling, he might not have even made it to the client meeting. But these days were behind Leo. He set off to enjoy the rest of his day before he was set to lead a support group meeting for gambling that night in his hometown. We'll come back to them very shortly. Don't worry. The question of gambling longer than planned is not just a routine question. It's actually one of the 20 questions designed specifically to identify the signs of a gambling addiction. When the lines between recreation and compulsion get blurred, it opens a door to consequences that go far beyond financial consequences. A gambling addiction can bring along a whole slew of repercussions, ranging from anything from lost friendships and relationships to depression and anxiety. Gambling for many people becomes an escape. It's a way to evade the challenges and stresses of daily life. It's in those moments that people may find themselves gambling for longer than intended, seeking solace in the temporary thrill, oblivious to the ticking clock and responsibilities waiting beyond the casino walls. It was anthropologist Natasha Schull that wrote about this in her book called Addiction by Design. She mentions this concept of the machine zone, which in her case was referring to slot machines, but it's a phenomenon that occurs in all forms of gambling. Essentially, everything else around you melts away, and you find yourself fully involved with the game that you're playing. No outside issues matter, and it's you and the machine. This trance-like state leads people into playing for much longer than they had originally planned, and for some people, like myself, it creates the neural pathways necessary for the development of a gambling addiction. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about another video that I made that dove into the psychology of gambling to explain this phenomenon further. But before we get into all that nerd stuff, let's get back to Leo and Jason. Jason looks up support group meetings near him. he can't possibly do this by himself anymore. No matter what he's tried, things always seem to end up the same. He finds one nearby that's actually happening the same evening. He decides that today is the day he's going to live a better life. But he also decides that since he's going to be leaving gambling behind, he should hit up the casino one more time on his way over to get all of it out of his system. We'll come back to Jason's story in a minute and see how this choice pays off. As the allure of the game deepens, so does its impact on one's financial stability. Extended gambling sessions can lead to significant losses, affecting not only the individual who gambled, but often their loved ones. This is because every game in the casino is specifically designed so that players will lose in the end. This is called having the house edge, and it ensures that the casino will always come out on top over time, regardless of any strategies that you think will be effective. The relentless pursuit of a win can spiral into a cycle of debt, creating a web that is very challenging to escape. The toll on mental health also can't be understated. The highs and lows of gambling, combined with the guilt of neglecting responsibilities, entering that machine zone, and continuously going back on your word, contribute to a cycle of anxiety and depression. The longer someone indulges in this behavior, the more challenging it actually becomes to break free from the psychological grip of addiction. But it's also very important to note that it is never too late to start seeking help. Recognizing the signs and seeking help is so crucial. There are support group systems in place, from counseling services to helplines that are ready to assist people battling gambling addiction. I actually dive into those pretty regularly here on my account, so you're in the right spot if you're looking to stay up to date on what's available to help you in a gambling addiction recovery. It's really never too late to acknowledge the issue and take steps towards recovery. But let's get back to Jason and Leo and see how things ended up for them. Jason ended up putting himself into debt after about 2 more hours in the casino. Luckily for him, in a strange way, he exhausted all possible resources that he had and decided to leave and head over to the support group meeting. He met the group leader, a man named Leo, with over a year clean from gambling, and was instantly motivated to try to follow in his footsteps. Jason shared his story of gambling addiction with the group, and he actually was brought to tears by the sense of relief that he felt in getting that off of his chest. The group leader, Leo, patted him on the back and reminded him that he was always welcome there. It would be a long journey ahead in the road to recovery, but Jason had finally made a choice to live the life that he truly deserved. Did you ever gamble longer than you had planned is not a casual question, but rather a key to unlocking the complex world of a gambling addiction. It's a reminder that behind every bet lies a potential struggle, and understanding the realities is the first step towards a path to recovery and reclaiming a life that you deserve. There will be many more stories from Jason and Leo coming soon as we dive into the rest of the 20 questions of gambling addiction. But for now, check out this video on the psychology of gambling that I had mentioned earlier, and let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.